Hey girl.
Hi.
What's up?
All work and no play makes me daft as fuck.
Alright, so we're here at karaoke. Last night before we go purple. And fucking excellent. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about adventure. Talking about adventure today. As you guys know, I used to work for full-time for the Attractive Man, and we would teach just men, straight men, on how to deal with their relationships. And so I'm still working on contract for them, doing group calls. So if you haven't, if you're a straight man and you want to do specific relationship shit that has to do with dating for them, feel free, go check out The Attractive Man, click the link, and sign up for one of the coaching calls. And so I'm working for them on Monday nights. But the guy on the call today, he asked about basically like what to do when a woman won't give you straight responses, what to do when, you know, they're boring and, you know, you can't get to know them on a date. And his whole mindset was kind of not based in reality. He was basically looking for cues from the woman to figure out how to plan the next part of the date, or you know, when to make a move or whatever. And you know, there's a rough balance, obviously, when you have the leader role in a relationship. It just doesn't apply to straight men, but generally, when you have a relationship between two people, even if it's new, you're going to have a polarity that creates the attraction. So if you're in a relationship with somebody that has the same polarity as you, like if you're both trying to lead, you're both trying to wear the pants, you're both trying to support or nurture, it's not going to work out very well because there's no distance between those two things. There's no polarity. And so generally, guys who want to go out and be the shot caller, the leader, the whatever, they need to find a woman who wants to be the supporter, who wants to kind of settle into that role. If you've ever read any of David Data's stuff, he talks about the difference between chaos and solidarity, where one partner is going to be the more free-spirited, explorational type, and the other one's going to be the grounded solidarity type. And it's important to have that kind of polarity in order to maintain attraction over the long haul. So if you're going out there and you're trying to be the rock, the stable part of the relationship, you have to allow your partner to be the chaotic side, to be the explorational side, the muse, the sanguine, right? If you don't allow that to happen and you expect them to you know, make decisions and be sure and provide security, then you guys are going to clash because you're supposed to be the one providing the security. If the farther apart you guys can be in polarity, the more gripping the attraction is going to be. So when I said his mindset was all off, it was because he's expecting everybody to be fully balanced and have exciting explorational sides and security sides at the same time. That doesn't work out for the attraction side of things most of the time. Later on, as you move into what Sternberg calls companionate love, you can kind of balance out a little bit. But I always maintain that role development is the most important thing in relationships. Saying, okay, you stay on your side, I'm going to stay on mine. I'm responsible for this, you're responsible for that. You get those things out of the way and like the boundaries drawn well, then you guys can operate freely in the spaces that you're operating in, and that structure will give you a better chance to explore each other without crossing over into each other's responsibility territories, if that makes sense. So I said this video is going to be about adventure. So if you're the leader and you've chosen that role, then there's a very clear delineation between what you should be and what your partner should be, and as far as to maintain the attraction for everything. Generally, most chaos types, most like the nurturing, the highly emotive, the empathic, those types are going to sort of wait to be led along an adventure. They're not necessarily going to not call their shots in their own life and not make their own decisions and need somebody to hold their hand for everything. But as far as exploring new worlds with another person, they want the other person to kind of lead them down that path. And if you walk into a relationship waiting for those people to call the shots of what's going to go on next, their vibe is about exploration. It's about adventure. It's about finding things that are a little bit surprising within the safety of your solidarity. So if you've taken the role of solidarity and you've set that frame, and then you expect that your partner to tell you how to proceed to the next level, it's dissonant. There's no connection between those two things. If they're going to put their trust in you to lead them on an adventure, then you need to be leading that adventure. You can't take prompts from them to say, okay, so where should we go next? What should we do next? Explore, because that polarity isn't there. So I'm going to do a video later on how to navigate that polarity switch in an intelligent way with reasonably decent, well-rounded humans. But in general, if you're going to go out, you're going to choose where you're going. And if they're not about your type of adventure, they can always check out. They can always get off the ride if they're not enjoying themselves. The example I gave the guy today was like when you go to a movie and you know it's like kind of an action adventure movie, you don't get to the theater, sit down, and then on the screen there's a multiple choice. Be like, how do you want the plot of this movie to go? You know, you just go because you like the director or you saw the preview or whatever, and you sit down and you watch, and then you take it all in, and then you decide whether you like it or not. You're putting your trust in the director or the filmmaker to take you on an adventure and resolve to something good. Sometimes they let you down, sometimes they don't, but it's not the filmmaker's job to ask you what you want in a movie. It's the filmmaker's job to make art in the way that they make it and market it correctly or market it authentically so that you know kind of what to expect if you've seen movies from that person before. If you don't like that movie, you don't have to stay watching it. You can leave. And that's how I look at the first couple of dates, really. Dating is specifically designed to evaluate to see if that person is going to go with you to the next level and you guys are going to be compatible. That's the whole point of dating. You don't just go date to have fun together and then hopefully it blossoms into something. No, somebody's got to take leadership and take it to the next level. I'm not particularly a traditional gender role kind of person. I don't think that just because you're a man you should always lead and because you're a woman you should always support. I do think that you will have a bias, one or the other, and you will be much freer in not having to pick up the job of the other person. If your job is to go around, leading around, and taking somebody on an adventure, then you don't need to be prompting them to figure out what adventures they like. The whole point of adventure is exploration. It's new shit. It's refreshing. It's surprising. And sometimes it's a little bit scary and you have to manage that. But that's way deeper and multiple videos in. So if you are a leader type, then forget about prompting people to see what they're into. You just sort of take action and you move. And then you invite people to join you on your journey. And that journey will be adventurous for them, especially if it's a little bit out of their comfort zone. The skill set you have to have after that is managing their comfort so that you're not a scary motherfucker. But yeah, that's later on. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say about that. It's really sad we're going back to purple here. So I won't be going out all that much anymore unless it's to freeze my ass off outside. So your challenge today is to figure out what type you are, specifically on the leader-supporter scale, right? Are you more of a nurturer, supporter type, somebody who kind of follows another person's lead and then adds your own emotional and mental space to it? Or are you the person who makes decisions and carries people on adventures and architects, those types of things. Figure that out. Write that down. Let me know in the comments below what you got out of this video. And if you haven't seen the playlist for all the challenges we're doing for the daily challenge, it's right there. Yesterday's video is right there. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Check out my boy David Vibes videos in the description below. Click the little link. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay awesome.